Okay, so what I'd like to do is I want to show you something about linear pairs and vertical angles, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and measure angle AED. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to measure angle AED. So watch this. A, E, and then finally D. And, oh, then let's try that a different way. No, I don't want to do that one. I want to measure this one. Let's do measure D, E, A. There we go. Okay. So, oh, I have a line F. I don't want that one. Delete that. Okay. Okay, so what is the measure of angle DEA? What do you see? 60.19, right? Is that true? Okay, good. Now, watch this. I'm also going to measure angle, let's see here, B, E, and C. Ah, wrong way. Dang it. I don't remember which way I did this. I'm going to measure this way. Sorry, I'm going to measure C, E, and B. See what I get. All right. Do you see that? Okay, what do you notice about those two angles right there? They are congruent. Very good. They are congruent. And watch this. Even when I move point B and the lines around, what happens to the angles?
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're still the same angle, right? There's a name for these types of angles, right? If you have two lines that intersect at a point, then the angles on top of each other are called, anybody know what they're called? Starts with a V. Vertical angles, right? So vertical angles, because they're right on top of each other, okay, are congruent, as you can see when I move the picture around from left to right, okay? Now, watch this. I'm going to get rid of this one, okay? So I'm going to get rid of, sorry. Yeah, you can do all kinds of things. There you go. So I'm going to get rid of that one, okay? And what I want to do is I'm going to measure another angle, okay? I'd like to measure angle AEC. Let's hope this works out right. Yes. Okay, perfect. Check that out. Do you see how I have measure angle AEC is 105.5 degrees? You see that?
Yeah, I don't even get it. It's 180.
And then no matter which way I move them, right? What do you notice about this angle here and this angle here? And I think, Michael, you said, what is it?
What? Oh, if you add them together, it equals 180.
Yeah, if you add them together, it equals 180 degrees because after all, each of these angles make up a full line from A to B. So that's what's known as a linear pair, two angles that are right next to each other that add to 180 degrees. Okay, so that's where we're going to go with this. So please take out some graph paper or regular paper, and you need your rulers, and we'll get, there we go. Okay. So the first thing I'd like you to do is I would like you to take your ruler and draw yourself two intersecting lines such that I'm drawing here. Okay. Two intersecting lines just like I've drawn right there. And I'm going to label those lines. I'll label this line L and I'll label this line M. Okay. So you know that lines L and M are two intersecting lines. And I want to label the angles that are created in between them. So I'm going to label this angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, and angle 4. Okay? So please go ahead and label those as well. Okay? Angles 1, which I'll highlight here, and angles 3 are special. Yeah, they're very, very special, right? So angles 1 and angle 3, angle 1 and angle 3 are vertical angles. Okay, and we know that vertical angles are congruent, as we just saw in that little demonstration with the software. Okay, can you name two other angles that are vertical angles?
Dos and contra.
Yes, very good. So, angle 4 and angle 2 are also vertical angles because they come from a single straight line. So angle 2 and angle 4 are vertical angles and they are congruent. Okay, there's also something called a linear pair that I'd like to talk to you about as well. So I'm going to draw another little section over here. Yep. Okay.
Do we have to draw the other
And I call this angle 5 and angle 6. Okay? So angle 5 and angle 6 are what's known as a linear pair. So there's another vocab word for us. We have two vocab words. We have vertical angles and we have linear pair in this lesson, okay? Now what's so special about a linear pair? Well, there are two angles that are right next to each other, right? This angle right there for 5 and this angle right there for 6. If you add 5 and 6 together, what do they have to add up to? 186. Someone said 11. Yeah, 5 plus 6 is 11, true. But angle 5 plus angle 6 make a total of 180 degrees, so I'll write that down for you, okay? So angle 5 plus angle 6 equals 180 degrees. All right, so the two big ideas from the first box here are this idea of vertical angles, and vertical angles are congruent, and linear pairs are two angles that are next to each other or adjacent that add up to 180 degrees. Does that make sense for you so far? All right, great. Well, let's go on here. Actually, I'd like to just give you an example. Is that okay with you guys? Okay, great. So here's what I'd like you to do. Okay, give yourself two more intersecting lines, like I have here. And I'm going to put some points on those lines. So I'm going to call this point A. Where they intersect, I'll say E. Call this D, B, and then C over there. Okay, and I know that this angle inside here, AEC, is a measure of y plus 20 degrees. Alright, so it's a variable, y plus 20 degrees. And this angle, CEB, is an angle of 4y minus 15 degrees. Okay. Angle BED is a measure of 3x plus 5 degrees. And angle DEA is a measure of x plus 15 degrees. So tonight you're going to see this, and I want you to understand what you're seeing, okay? What you have to identify are the linear pairs, okay? So where are the linear pairs? I know that this angle here, okay, and is a linear pair with this angle here. It's also a linear pair with DEF, or DEA, but these both have y's in it, right? So the directions are asking me to solve for y. So how would I set that up? And they're also going to ask me to solve for x. So how could I set up, using a linear pair, the angles for y? Does anybody see it? Who can raise their hand and let me know what they do? Yeah, in the back, Brem. There you go. Y plus 20 plus 4y minus 15 have to add up to a total of 180 degrees. We will, yeah. But I want to set up x as well. So how could I set up solving for x using a linear pair? Well, I know that this angle right here and this angle in here are linear pairs as well. So how can I set that up? Yes, Jared.
X plus 15
Mm-hmm.
plus 3x plus 5.
Has to equal what?
180.
180 degrees. Great. Right now, by yourself, could you please figure out what y... Okay, so take a look. Take a look at mine. You should have got y equals 35 for the first one, okay? For the next one, for the x, You should get 40, right? So x, so you get 4x plus 20, right? Equals 180. So 4x is equal to 160. Divide by 4, so x is equal to 40. So you should have got 40 and 35.